When you're cold or need something to do, cast on a project or see an old one through. Grab a beer, take a seat, frog with a friend or two. Fuck this knit. Fuck this knit. Fuck it.
Hi, and welcome to Fuck This Knit, the podcast where we talk about knitting and we swear a lot.
Fuck yeah!
The fuck you say?
Woohoo! Anyways, my name is Amber, and I have two other people here with me. Gasp. Who are they?
Oh, are you making us not go last for once?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I am
I'm
Emily.
so confused.
And I'm so confused. No,
Switch things up.
Okay. I'm Emily, and I'm drinking this New Belgium Juicy Watermelon beer. It is a watermelon lime ale, and they seem to have changed the name of it. Last year it was called Heavy Melons, but it's the exact same beer. It doesn't taste any different to me. It's very good. It is a super summery beverage.
And my name is Erin, and I'm drinking a 6 Point Jammer, which is one of my summer beers of choice, actually. It's just a lovely goza brewed with sea salt and coriander. And it's basically like drinking a nice coriander beer at the beach because it's sea salt.
Sea salt.
Yeah. It's my favorite shower beer of all time. True story.
Interesting.
The best of shower beers.
Well, I am as well. Amber, this is me talking. I am drinking. Woohoo! I've already half my beer is gone, but I am drinking a summery beer as well. I am drinking Crush, a cucumber sour by Tim Barrel Brewing.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up some of that.
And it's pretty good. I'm not really a huge fan of cucumber, so it's like a little too cucumbery for me, but I really enjoyed the sour finish to it.
I hate sour, but I kind of like it because I really like cucumber.
Well, you know, the can even said that it was good for virgins of the sour type.
Or just virgins.
Or
Break
just
in
virgins.
my sour cherry there.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay.
Sour cherry is like, ugh.
Yum.
I like sour cherries.
Yeah, but like with the popping of the cherry thing, it's kind of gross. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a different type of cherry. All cherries are good cherries.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yes.
So I'm really going to switch things up.
Oh,
Emily, news?
we had a contest. It's over. You can't win it anymore.
Bwahaha.
Knits by Emmers on Instagram won, and I
Yay.
mailed her a yarn. She lives in Australia, though, so she probably doesn't have it yet, despite the fact that I mailed it already.
She might get it by the time this airs.
Oh, that's very possible. That's within the realm of possibility. You might have your yarn. Hooray.
Yay!
Yay. So I mailed that to her, and I sent her some buttons, too, of course. Exciting. That's pretty much all I got.
That's all you got?
You should have told me, and I would have mailed it.
I had to go to the post office anyway.
Okay.
So, yep.
So
You took my gerb.
Oh, we could do news about that charity knitting thing.
Oh, yeah.
I need to look up the Ravelry thread.
Hooray. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Okay. So, Jessica Ruth Knits of the Jessica Ruth Knits podcast is doing the To Hold and to Cherish charity knitting drive. And you can go to our forum to find out where to find all the deets for this, because I made a thread specifically for it. But what you have to do is knit something for a baby or a new mom, and she is donating it to her local pregnancy shelter, and then in return she will send you a skein of hand-dyed yarn. So that is pretty rad. You
And-
can help people and gain
And
something
when does
for
that
yourself.
end? Does she say?
She does say, let's see, it's pretty soon. So if you're like wanting to do this, you would have to get your butt on it. July 31st. So you still totally have time, because baby items, and that is the ship by date. She doesn't have to receive it by July 31st. So as long as you get it in the mail by then, you guys can knit baby hats by then. Knit some baby hats.
Yeah.
Help people.
is that all the news?
I think so.
Okay. On to finished items.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's on you two.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go. 'Cause
Yeah, go.
I'm really excited about this one.
Cool.
I finally finished the sweater. The Whippet sweater. Yes. So it was the Whippet, and it was beautiful, and I really enjoyed knitting it, and I'm already thinking about one for me. Not the long version, short version, but also that hazel yarn.
That was really pretty.
So,
was so nice.
wonderful to work with. And it blocked out beautifully, nice and drapey. And
I liked the semi-solid like tonal color.
the
of it.
tonal
It
color
very
was really
beautiful.
great. Yeah. And honestly, like, so I did in fact alternate skeins for most of it. But like the last part of the sleeves, I didn't. And you can't even tell.
Yeah, I totally couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And usually I can totally tell.
Yeah.
Like I am sensitive to that.
And it was fine, and because I wanted to knit them at the same time, so they'd be the same length, blah blah blah. But yeah, like it was great. I really enjoyed that knit. Really enjoyed the yarn pattern, beautiful, just awesome. So I'm kind of sad to see it go, but then again, at the same time, I completed a sweater,
Yay!
second sweater. Neither one of them were for me.
You should probably fix that.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm scared to bring back out the Marna because my boobs grew.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough yarn.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
off of depressing topics, I also, in the time since the last one, I finished the bunny's hat.
Yeah.
The bunny's hat was written by
Someone.
someone.
At this table.
I forget who. But I was using both the Spud and Chloe Fine, which was left over from a pair of socks that I made, and then the Mad Color in To Boldly Go. So it was all mini skeins of all the colors from their uniform. So it was
I like how you
gold
made
and-
the bunny colors alternate. That is not part of the pattern.
No. That was all me being crazy. But yeah, it was a good pattern. Love the yarn. It was another good knit. Unfortunately, it's just too small for my child's head. So.
But are you going to send it for that charity thing that I just mentioned?
Maybe along with another hat. I just have to dig it out. But I also know that our the Corsairs Hospital downtown also accepts baby hats.
It'd be a super great preemie hat.
Yeah. So I was debating, but like, so I could do local or I could send it off and get yarn.
It's a tough call.
It really is. So, but anyways, that's my finished.
Yay!
And I actually lied. I forgot. I did finish a thing, but it wasn't knitting. Haha!
Did you spin something?
I did. I finished like 565-ish yards of that.
Oh, the purple stuff.
The purple and pink and teal and gray.
Yummy.
Just go look on my Instagram.
It's pretty. It's worth it. Go
It's
look.
so
Go
gorgeous.
look right now.
Yeah.
Irish Water
so-
Fairy.
Yep, Irish Water Fairy, Instagram. Skip back a little bit because I've been hiking and whatnot. But yeah, I finished that. That's a thing. That counts.
Nice. That totally counts.
Yeah,
Totally.
I'd forgotten.
I have finished some stuff. I finished my exploration station.
And now I want one.
I told you it was awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. It's one of my favorite things that I have ever knit. It's Exploration Station by Stephen West, and I knit it out of Hedgehog Fibers singles, which were already really nice, just like knitting with them. But after it was blocked, the drape on it is like super great. It's very cozy, and I love it very much.
Yeah, because I liked it as you were knitting it, but it wasn't until you'd actually blocked it and I saw the finished like wearing photos. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh god, I see this in my future.
I am entering it in the State Fair in the shawl category, so I'm not really wearing it until then because I don't want to mess up I feel like I did a pretty good job of blocking it.
Yeah, you did.
Also, it's hot as balls, and I don't need to wear
It's also
a like
July. Yeah.
1,000-yard shawl. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I love the colors. It is great. A+. Other things that I finished. I knit 2 Bunnies Are Cute hats because I knit one that I wrote the pattern out while I was knitting it, and then I discovered that my sizing was horrible on my original pattern. That's why Amber's didn't fit her child's head. It's fixed now. Feel free to buy that pattern. It's cool now. This is why we test knit.
Yes.
So then I test knit the larger size, and a friend of mine wanted it, so I actually sold it to her, which was cool.
Bonus.
Yeah, bonus. So yeah, bunnies are cute. Knit 2 of thems. Don't intend to knit one again for a very long time because I did them right in a row.
But it's very cute.
They're cute. It's a fun
It's a fun little pattern.
It's my own little pattern, so I'm biased, but it's a good little chart. Keeps you entertained, but it's not too hard. So I did 2 of those, and then I also spun a 2-ply yarn from Yarn Geek Fibers. It's undyed BFL, so it's just like a blend of brown and white natural fibers. It is currently drying in my bathroom right now because I just washed it. It's very nice. Yay. And then the last thing I finished is my large geodesic cowl. Hooray!
Yeah, that looks really pretty too.
Oh, it was.
All the ends.
I mathed how many ends it was. It was 180 ends.
Oh, God.
So,
Sucker.
if you don't like knitting ends, weaving in ends, I'm sorry, but that's how that pattern rolls. It's modularly knit.
Ugh.
Yes. It's not that bad. You just break it up, and I have instructions in the pattern for how to, there are some holes that form with the modularly knitness of it, and you, like, close them up with the ends at parts. So
How about I just knit one and I'll just let you weave in on the ends, right?
I did it for 2 already, though. I've knit 2 of those.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, you want some more test knitters.
But I could get test knitters who are far away in the country and will make me weave in the ends.
It's like she doesn't trust us or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Why?
Yeah.
What have we done to you?
So speaking of that, I finished writing the pattern for that today. So when this podcast goes up, the test knit for that will, in theory, be open as long as not too many people sign up. So you can check that out by going to Kitty with a Cupcake on Ravelry and looking at my posts, and there will be a testing pool post about that.
Hooray.
Yay! That's my biz.
Awesome. So on to whips.
Whips.
Whip it.
Whip it good.
Oh, that's going to confuse people. These are works in progress. Sorry, not the sweater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Aaron?
Oh, the shark shawl that never ends, because I apparently no longer know how to knit basic and simple things.
You're just like really getting your worth out of that yarn
Oh
because
my
you're
God,
just
I
working
really
on it
am.
for
Like
so
right, I am
long.
literally tinking back right now because I've somehow fucked something up yet again. And this is like the clearest, nicest pattern ever. Super simple. I apparently just can't knit it to save my life. So I'm still working on that. And basically everything I said last month. All the things. Knitting all the things. Because now I also work more hours than I used to, so I have less time to knit all the things. Sad panda.
Sad panda.
That's okay. I'm going to get this finished before next month or kill somebody. One of the two.
Not
Start
me.
saving
Not
up
me.
for bail money.
Not me.
I am working on my Varda socks by Wimp Woman Designs. They are going faster now because I am past the heel, so the bottom of the foot doesn't have the crazy cable pattern, so it goes like twice as fast because every time I get to the foot, I'm like, yes, stockinette, good God, make these go faster. I'm only like 2 inches away from, maybe even less than 2 inches because I did some today, from knitting the toe on the first one, and then I get
nice.
to knit a whole nother sock. They're very pretty. They are time consuming. I don't think I will knit fully cabled socks, except for state fair purposes.
I don't know. I always really enjoy all of her designs. I've done several
They're
of them.
enjoyable. I just like, I'll probably do them again. I just like find, I'm like, I really just like would like to knit some vanilla striped socks now, please.
That's why I alternate.
Yeah. I'm totally like, as soon as I finish those, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna cast on with some of this like fancy self-striping yarn.
And just knit a pair of vanilla. And then you're like, man, I'd like something a little bit more complicated now. And then you go back to her and it's just like, and now I'm done with that. Okay, self-striping, where are you?
Yep.
I totally get that.
I'm also working on my Hitchhiker by Martina Bim, which is out of my handspun from Deep Dyed Yarns, which you might hear more about that in the future.
Maybe.
Deep Dyed Yarns. Spoiler alert.
Stay tuned for more.
That's it. Oh yeah, this is new.
Oh, that's new?
It's new. yeah.
Okay, never mind. We're going on to my works in
I don't
progress
think
then.
I talked about this last time.
I
looked
don't
it up
remember.
in the show notes and it wasn't in there. So
Okay, well then. Okay. One thing that they forgot to mention, which we're all still working on, is the Tosh shawl.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I
That's the
haven't
thing.
finished the June's Clue yet.
Yeah, but I mean, you still have time.
Oh, yeah, I know.
and you have worked on it.
I have, actually. But somehow, yet again, I screwed something up. Oh, yeah, I can't read anymore, I think is what it is. Because with that pattern, you have to pay attention as to, like, especially at the beginning, what number yarn you're supposed to be working on. And that's where I screwed up. Yeah, because I wasn't expecting it to be, like, the first 4 rows to be the same color.
Right.
My bad. Again, clearly written pattern, knitter problems.
Yep. That happens.
It
yeah.
does.
First, upon opening that June yarn, I was kind of disappointed because I thought it looked really similar to the March color.
Yeah.
but knitted up next to the
Yeah, it's
purple,
super
it's very
bright.
different looking.
Yeah, super bright compared to March's.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying that knit. I think it's a lot of fun.
I like it a lot. I think it's definitely a pattern that I could see myself doing again, especially because I have like random scraps that are
Scraps,
about
yeah.
that much all the time, and I could totally like gift knit that for someone with random scraps.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna random scrapping that. Except a lot of my sock yarn that I have laying about is variegated, so it's gonna be very, very busy. But it would be totally squishy and yummy.
There's slightly variegated yarns in there. They're more speckled than variegated, I guess, but it works
Yeah.
in the fish colors.
And then my other work in progress that I have going on right now is the lapis lazuli, and it's growing. Although I can't actually like tell that from looking at the balls, the cakes of yarn.
The amount of yarn that you have in that bag is like disturbing.
Because the bag is not very big.
No, it's only a gallon size Ziploc.
It's just so much yarn.
Yeah, it's a lot of yarn. Because, I mean, it was 2 full skeins of that. I don't even remember the yardage on it. And then one, like, little itty-bitty cake that she sent with it, I guess, just in case I ran out. But I'm basically just working off those two skeins. And it's a hell of a lot of yarn because the shawl... So it's a Martina Bim pattern. The shawl only calls for one of these skeins.
Oh.
Right.
It's going to be big.
It's gonna be
'cause it's
gigantic.
big just
Yeah.
in the picture, like with the one.
Right. This is going to be gigantic. And I was looking at
Yeah,
other
like a
people.
carpet.
Yeah. I was looking at other people's projects of this that have done more than one skein, and they don't do the 2 full. So I may contact her at some
I was
point
going
this
to say,
week.
you might want to check
At some
and make
point,
sure
it'll be
she
like,
needs-
this is the size of a couch.
But yeah, so most of the ones I've seen was like 1.5 or 1 3/4. So I think once I get to the 1 mark, I'll ask her how much she wants me to go over, because I know she's going to want me to go over. I just need to know how much. But I'll have a better idea once I actually reach the 1 mark. And I am alternating skeins on this because I don't know if you can see this. The color variation is super different.
yeah,
It does
just
look
in this
super
can.
different.
Yeah.
It's in a plastic bag, and I can tell.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely alternating on that. And it's actually, I really can't tell where I'm alternating it at until I get there. And I'm like, oh, there's the yarn. I better alternate. But yeah. So that's going really well. And then I actually picked up my my slip stitch shawl with the Sammy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I got that out of hibernation because I was done with the whippet. So I actually now have the needles to start back up on that one again.
Nice.
So that's going. I did a few rows on that today after I got bored with the everlasting stockinette, which is the lapis lazuli. That's a lot of stockinette. Anyways, on to new items, please.
I have started a sock that is a new sock design of mine. I'm sorry if I'm annoying you with all of my designing talk, but apparently that's what I do now. It is out of Knox Yarn Co. Potion Master, which
Yum.
we talked about on a previous episode. It is yummy.
Yeah, that I tried to shove that one down my shirt, I think.
You did. Yeah, it's got sparkles, and it is greens and black and white and very, very snapey. The pattern is called Veritaserum, and it has a little like lacy droplet detail along half of the foot, so that will be a thing at some
It'd be a
point.
very pretty thing.
It's very cute. Mm-hmm. I really enjoy it. I want to test knit that one.
Cool.
Is that your only new one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't look at me, I actually behaved myself. I know.
Wow.
Yeah, don't expect that to last past this weekend.
I started a cross stitch.
Well, that kind of counts.
Yeah. And some spinning.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
that
I've been
definitely
spinning.
counts.
Yeah, I've
well,
been
man, it's
spinning.
Tour de Fleece.
Mine's unrelated to Tour de Fleece, but I'm not like officially doing that. I didn't sign up or anything.
Well, I'm in Team Slut Boots, so it doesn't, like,
Yeah. Doesn't count.
I mean, it's official, but we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So, go Team Slut Boots.
Woohoo!
But yeah, so I mean, I'm doing Tour de Fleece. I'm currently spinning a 50% merino, 50% tencel blend. It's like purpley and white and gorgeous, and
Nice.
I'd say I have about 1.5 ounces out of the 4 ounces done.
Cool. I have like 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces done, and I'm spinning Shetland that I got in Iowa at that one random yarn store when my dad bought me all that yarn. Oh, I forgot in my works in progress that I've been working on my memories blanket. That's just mitered
The
square scrap blanket. I forget about it because I just like randomly, I'm like, I'm gonna do a square on this. Do.
I need to get mine back out. I'm just lazy.
I like it. It's hard for me to not like work on that too much compared to other things.
Well, my problem with mine is the fact that I have a square in there that needs to be it needs to go. It needs to be cut out and
Why?
replaced with something. It's yarn from the Taco Puke socks.
Oh,
Because she hates it.
Yeah. And I would say burn it, but it won't burn.
Did we
Would
try
melt?
burning taco puke? I know we burned the alpaca lace.
No, because the Taco Puke was before we knew
engaged
each other.
in ritualistic burning of yarn.
Before we hung
Both.
out. But yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
was-
I would have absolutely told you those socks look like puke and stop it now.
Yeah, because I actually
Because I'm
made
your friend. Yeah.
2 pairs out of that yarn, and then that one square, and then I think I tossed the scrap, like the last little
Yeah,
bit.
let's just cut that out and
Yeah.
ritualistically burn it like we did the alpaca.
I'm just scared to cut it out because, the miter squares, they're just built on top of each other. And so it's like, what happens when you cut one out? Do I have to start all over? Like, what is going to happen?
Oh no, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it next knit night and
You can cut it out.
Okay. Okay. You'll help me, please.
Yeah, well,
Hold my
and we'll
hand.
put it on lifelines and stuff. It'll
my
be fine.
hand.
We'll hold your hand. Whatever, woman. You
I don't even think you'll
steeked.
need to put it on lifelines. I think it should be fine.
Okay. If you say
But
so.
the lifelines will make her feel better.
It
Okay.
would. It really would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I know how knitting works now because I've been designing so much stuff, and I'm like 95% sure that will be okay.
Yeah, but a lot of times lifelines are just for your personal happiness.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
It's your security blanket within your security blanket.
fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I think that should be totally fine.
Okay. Okay. You guys done with your news? New.
Yeah, because I've just been working on.
Okay,
the same
so I get to
stuff
talk
and
about
spinning.
my new project. My new project. Yeah. Haha.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Socks for the husband.
Oh Lord!
I know, man feet. Yay.
What size shoe does he wear?
11?
Yep, that's big. It's a big.
It's
sock.
not my brother. My brother wears a 14. I swear I would never, ever, ever, ever,
Yeah, I think my
ever.
brother-
the size my husband is.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think
no.
my brother wears a 14.
Yeah,
I have
no.
Love
knit him
you, I'll
3
knit you a
pairs of
hat.
socks.
You're a better woman than me.
You're insane. You better put out. That's all I'm saying. Like a lot, because size 14 socks, hand knit. No,
He likes them. That helps. He comments on how much he likes them.
probably doesn't want to get stabbed in his sleep.
So I started the socks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the Hermione Everyday
Oh, I like that pattern.
because I really enjoy that pattern, and he said he actually liked it, and so I started it in the yarn, which is the Canon hand dyes in Ravenclaw.
Aw.
And he thinks it's beautiful, and I was like, yes, I can keep going. I don't have to rip this out. Blah, ha, ha. And I think I'm past the gusset on the first one
Nice.
because the Hermione goes super duper fast.
It does. Maybe I'll do that instead of vanilla for my strip. No, I'm just going to do vanilla. Who am I
Yeah,
kidding?
just do vanilla. But the Hermione is a great pattern. This is the second, third, somewhere in there. I don't remember. Second or third time I've done this sock, and I really enjoy it. It's a great
I've
pattern.
done it twice.
But the Canon hand dyes, it's pretty
It's pretty.
scrumptious.
I like it.
I'm pretty excited about it, especially since I already know that the Hufflepuff colorway of this yarn, I'm also going to do in the Hermione pattern, but for me.
Yay!
So I might wait a little while, so I'm going to knit a different pair of socks in between those two.
Legit.
But that's my new, and because I didn't get to start on this thing
She's stabbing a large cake of green yarn.
that I made myself.
Hand-spun yarn.
Yeah.
I spuns it. Like, I saw it on my Facebook memories 4 years ago.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been sitting in my stash for 4 years.
Should do something with it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to because I'm entering it into the state fair. So I have to make something with it. But
We're entering all the things.
Yep.
I'm only making 3 things.
Is that
this
the
year.
only category that all 3 of us are entering?
Yep.
Yeah, but you and I are going toe to toe on a lot.
Yeah, like all the spinning except for novice and the non-animal fiber one, because you're not entering novice and I'm not entering non-animal fiber.
Yep. And yeah.
Yeah.
And art yarn.
Well, neither one of us.
Because neither one of us is
Neither one of
entering
us
art
is doing art yarn
yarn.
because fuck
Fuck
that
art
shit.
yarn.
Sorry, not doing it. I'm not making yarn just so I can look at it.
And we're both doing socks, right? You're doing socks?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
doing,
doing
I'm
socks.
doing socks. I am doing a knitted shawl item, which I'm hoping.
Oh, then we're all in the knitted shawl item category. Suckers.
Gonna fight
Well,
those old
is
ladies.
yours the lace or no lace?
I have both.
I have no lace.
I put mine, I think, in lace because they fight me every year no matter what I put it in. So
Right.
I'm doing the waiting for rain. It's both.
They'll count that as lace because
They'll
it
count
has
that,
lace.
yeah.
That's mine is my Mukari, which isn't all lace but has lace.
No, you'd be surprised at what they tell you for that shawl category. It's very confusing.
Yeah, it really
this,
is.
Literally, this exploration station literally has no lace, so
The end.
it's not lace.
They might see it. No, trust me, they're fucked up and weird in the head.
Okay.
They change their mind all the time too.
It's chevrons.
Yeah.
But mine's no lace. It's basically stockinette
Yeah.
with increases. So it's like, yeah. So I'm hoping this will make it, but if not, I'm also knitting on the slip stitch shawl, which is also not lace.
Yeah, I mean, I have other shawls I've knit in the past 12 months that are not at all lace, so I guess I'll just bring one with me in case they say something about it.
They don't say anything
They won't
to you
say
up
anything
front.
to you there. They will say it like on your slip.
Yeah.
So evil.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is
I'm
because
just entering it then because it's pretty.
yeah.
Because this
absolutely.
is what Erin and I have learned. Just fuck them. Just fuck it. Anyways.
Enter in all the colors, all the bright things, and fuck it.
Fair enough.
Because got to fight Neutral Town, man.
I mean, I'm definitely fighting Neutral Town with this exploration station. It is anything but Neutral Town.
Yes, I know that's part of why I love it so.
Okay, on to stash enhancements. I know you have one.
I have, yeah. Hedgehog's Fibers had a shop update while I was getting my most recent tattoo, actually. So I bought this yarn while I was getting my tattoo. Yes, and I wanted some to like design some sort of a pattern with it, and I wanted to get 2 of something. So I got Beekeeper in the twist sock base, which is BFL and nylon. And it's kind of like a creamy base with black, orange, and yellow speckles. And then I got just a regular old sock base, which is merino and nylon in the pollen colorway, which is a very bright yellow. So they go together nicely.
They do.
And I will be doing some sort of a shawl with that sometime. I don't know. I'm doing lots of stuff. And I also bought another skein of yarn from Knox Yarn Co., which is who I'm knitting the Snape Veritaserum socks out of. Snape. I saw you doing that shoulder bash.
Like every time you say Snape, that's like the first thing that goes through my head.
Fair enough. It's actually the same base with Gold Selena. It's her soul sock base, and the colorway is Aether World. Aether World.
Ether.
Cool. It's spelled Aether.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's still pronounced ether.
Cool. And it is gray with pink and black and blue speckles. And this part, it's in a bag, so it's
Crunchy,
gonna
crunchy,
crinkle.
crunchy.
Crinkle,
Crunchy.
crinkle, crinkle.
Crunchy.
But this part right here is why I really love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see that up close.
Ooh.
It's like a bit. I took a picture of that bit. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram because it's
You can put your
it
grabby
makes my
hands
heart
away when
go
it's my turn.
pitter patter.
Grabby.
It has like all of the colors and it's very pretty. I don't know
There
what I'm
you
gonna
go.
do with it yet. I just know that I needed it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. Oh, I
I'm
get
thinking
that.
about doing like a whole series of Harry Potter potion socks.
I am on board for this.
Yeah,
Me
So
too.
I was thinking of doing like a Felix Felicis and Amortentia and all that jazz.
I think I need some of
So
this yarn.
it might be.
It's very nice. It's very squishy.
I love her yarn. I also have. You can see another one of her bases. I have a square of my. She sent me a mini skein last time, so that's in my blanket. Yeah, she actually dyes in Amortentia colorway, so I guess I could get that one and do socks out of that.
Sounds kind of like you need to, yeah.
But yeah, so this is the prettiness, and I will rub it on my face now.
As you should. Amber, do you have any stash enhancement?
I do not.
I have a terrible podcaster this month. I have no stash enhancement.
It's okay. I wasn't. I went off the rails there.
Fell down with
Yeah,
boom.
well, I mean, that's going to be me this weekend. So by the time we record again,
You will have hedgehog fibers to talk about, hopefully.
I will also hopefully have hedgehog fibers. Yeah, because I'm going to Chicago. And I'm going to go fall down, go boom in a yarn store. And it's going to be lovely.
By the next time we record, I will also have new yarn because I'm going to Stitches Midwest. I'm going to Stitches Midwest. That's a thing that I should have talked about in news.
Yep.
Yeah, I know I'm jealous, but the way that my travel schedule's worked out, there's no...
It's cool.
I'm doing all the travels.
Yeah, I'm going to Stitches Midwest. I'm taking a class about the ergonomics of knitting and how to not get carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yeah, you'll be sharing that relevant information when you get back.
I am. He has a book, so it's very possible that I'll buy his book if the class is good.
Yeah.
And I will be walking around and surely buying some stuff because I have no self-control. And
You won't have your adult with you.
When is that again?
it is the first weekend of August, which is August 5th and 6th
Yeah,
are the
I'll be
days
in
that I will
Minnesota.
be there.
And I will be in Cincinnati.
Yep, so it'll just be me. I'll be walking around with my very tall husband and
I
potentially
may have
mom
to send
and
you
friend.
with money.
Yeah, I will take money to buy you a thing. I know what you like. I know what you like.
Yeah.
There's lots of cool. Oh, Poly Studios is going to be there. Ooh, so that's a thing. And I'm driving.
I do
so-
love Poly Studios. Honestly, we should just we can go to their studio.
Ooh, yeah, we should do
It's
that.
in Russellville, Kentucky.
Yeah, we should do that. That'd be fun.
You should call them.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should, because I know they'll be down because I've got one of their mugs at home that says "fuck" on it very
We should
prominently.
go there and we should get fuck this knit mugs.
Yes, sold. Add that to our
That'd be
list
so
of stuff to do.
cute.
It would be very cute.
Yes,
This is the plan. Okay.
good plan. Go team.
But yeah, so if you see me at Citrus Midwest, I will have buttons on me. You can get buttons.
And if you see me at GetaFest in Cincinnati, I will also have buttons on me.
Yeah. You should take those from my house today.
I don't know why people would be knitting at GetaFest, but I don't care.
Who knows?
You never. I mean,
Yeah.
I knit everywhere. so-
Exactly. Travel knitting.
Yeah.
Which
Also, watch
we're-
out, Chicago. I'm just going to throw buttons at people again.
Here,
Oh,
have a button.
yeah,
have a button.
I mean,
have
I
a button.
should probably also get buttons because I'm going to a yarn store in Chicago
Yeah. Definitely.
this weekend. So
More
It's
buttons.
Fiberista Club is where you're going. We're talking about them on the podcast right now, so you should definitely give them buttons.
yes, I'm gonna go hit them up.
They're in Oak
and-
Park.
Yep, I'm excited. I've never been to Chicago. My boyfriend decided I needed to go.
It's a cool place. I have opinions about it.
And I have taken all of her opinions and formulated them into the travel plan, which is why I'm going to Oak Park to go to a yarn store. And it's going to be awesome.
Yay.
Also, if you can't tell, 'tis the season of traveling.
Yeah, we're all
Which
going places.
Brings us to the theme of our show today,
It's so relevant.
which is knitting on the go.
Knitting on the go.
Because seriously, oh my
We're
God.
all going places.
Everywhere.
This weekend for like 2.5 weeks for work, at the end of July and August, a weekend in August,
I'm
Dragon
going to
Con in
North
September.
Carolina to get a tattoo at the end of July.
Yeah, like my travel
Dragon
books,
Con.
Dragon Con. Yeah,
Wow.
so much traveling between now and September.
Lots and lots of
holy
traveling.
Jesus.
Oh, also,
So-
if anyone goes to Dragon Con, Aaron and I will be at that, and we will have buttons on us.
But we will pimp that out between now and then
Yep,
again.
just throwing that out there.
yeah.
In case you only listen to this
Dragon
episode. Or we forget to pimp it out.
Oh no,
at a
I
later
will be in
date.
full on Dragon Con mode before we go
Mm-hmm.
because Dragon Con is like Christmas for nerds.
Yeah, pretty much.
All
But
right.
yeah, knitting on the go.
So knitting on the go. So I know that we had talked about before the podcast. The girls and I were talking about what we do when we go knitting on the go. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that always pops into my head is simple projects.
Yes.
And
Yes.
our favorite knitting patterns that
Ooh, I
we
have those.
Yeah, we may like to knit while we're on the go. And I have several.
Cool.
And of course, vanilla socks.
Always.
Always vanilla socks.
I am going to stipulate vanilla socks on Magic Loop because sometimes I get nervous about dropping DPNs in places.
That's why we have our sock keepers.
But also just like when you're actually physically
Yeah.
knitting them, you can drop sometimes. Like when I went to Disney, I did Magic Loop socks in the lines because then I didn't need to worry about like tucking it away before getting on a ride or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't found a set of needles that work really well for me
Chow
with
Goo.
Magic Loop. So
Try the Chow Goo.
I may have to.
I also really enjoy the Hermione pattern because it's
Yep.
literally 4-stitch 4-row.
And it's
Woo.
super easy to visualize what you need to do next. Even if you are not a great person at memorizing patterns, you can totally read your knitting on that one.
Yes, it is. It is a great travel knitting pattern. Another one I really like is the worm. We've all traveled with the worm.
Yep. I went to Disney
The
with
worm
the worm.
hat. Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
one. It's knits and pearls. It's all in the round. It's very simple, very easy. Mm-hmm. Another one that I really like is the one that I'm knitting on now, the slip stitch shawl, because it is quite literally knit, slip, knit, slip, knit, slip. On the wrong side, purl, and it's like you just
It's pretty easy to
it's
get a handle on.
Super easy. It's great. It's a great pattern, very well written. And quite literally last year, oh gosh, that's how long I've been knitting on this thing. I went to a baseball game with my mom and my husband, and I was knitting the slip stitch shawl while watching the game because we were along the third baseline and you got to watch out for those foul balls because they will hit you in the head.
Yep.
Yep.
And yeah, so it is possible to knit on it without looking.
That's awesome.
I would say my favorites are Hitchhiker.
I was going to say Hitchhiker too.
Yeah,
have
I knew
made
one of
5
us was going to.
Hitchhikers
Yeah.
for this
I've only
reason.
made the one, but it was so easy, especially
It's
once
so
we got
easy.
those fancy counter rings.
I
at
don't need to look at
Dragon
the
Con.
pattern at all anymore.
Yeah. So as long as you keep track of what row you're on,
And if you can like count garter stitch rows, you eventually can get to a point where you don't even need to look
Yeah.
at it. Yeah, that's why I picked that for that particular state fair entry, because I wanted it to be I will knit on this in public while speaking to humans, because I can make eye contact while I knit on this, because it's so
oh yeah, no,
easy.
it's really super easy. And honestly, this Raina pattern
Yeah, that Raina pattern's legit.
is awesome. I just again have forgotten how to knit. It's fine.
You have to pay a little bit more attention on that than the Hitchhiker, because there are different sections,
Yeah, but honestly, like
but it's easy.
it's right. Both sections are dead simple. I have to pay a little bit more attention when it's on the mesh lace, but honestly, it's not because the pattern's more difficult. It's just there's a lot of like K2 togs and slip knits
Yeah.
that I have to look at, but I can still do that while doing anything else except making eye contact.
Yep. I also like the Trillion pattern by Martina Bem.
Yeah,
That's literally only 2 rows.
The Trillion was super easy. And honestly, if you're at a place where you can have just like a little tiny chart out, Magrathea I have used as travel knitting quite a bit.
Yeah, I haven't done that one yet, but
The chart, like once you get past the beginning and get onto the main body chart, it's honestly not hard. I can read, and it's just the edging. That is the chart. So you can just knit. There's like all kinds of knitting back and forth. And then the chart's super simple, and you can pretty much keep track of where you are once you learn how to read the stitches.
sweet.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Martina
Plain
Bem on the go.
hats. Plain hats of any kind, like hats that are just a hat in the round. Very good travel knitting project. Those are my go-to. Vanilla socks and the Hitchhiker are
Worms
really...
and Martina Bem Charlettes. That's my. I'm traveling. Plus this Raina.
So we want to talk about our favorite like little notions that we always bring up with us on the go.
Yep.
So like I had mentioned earlier, the sock keeper for our socks that have the DPNs if you're doing like cabling or something, or if you just like knitting your socks one at a time. The sock keeper is always really nice because you just it's done.
Yep.
I always really enjoy that. I also have like written down one of those little mini crochet hooks just in case you do drop a stitch. I don't actually own one, but I know people who swear by it.
Yeah, my friend has one on a keychain and she says it's great. I am able to pick up drop stitches without a crochet hook. That's why I don't have one.
90% of the time I can. And if it gets to a point where I've screwed it up bad enough that I'm going to need one, I just can't work on it while I'm on the go. So
I had to
you
get
put
one
the time
out on the exploration station because it was impossible to... It's not impossible. You could do it. I needed it to fix the brioche. I made a mistake and I needed to drop down, and it was way easier to do it with the crochet hook.
I always throw the Folka in my bag, which is basically a fancy Japanese pillbox. Folca. You can totally find it on Amazon because that's where I've bought quite a few of them now at this point. I have 3 of my own now, but I have stitch markers in there, little tiny baby scissors,
Darning needles.
darning needles, all like multiple types of stitch markers. All of that fits in this little tiny pillbox, and it fits in my purse. I also take a tape measure everywhere.
I take a tape measure everywhere.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have to take a tape measure everywhere, I've seen those tape measure bracelets.
Those
are very
tape
cute.
measure bracelets are super cute. They're leather and they wrap around your hand like twice and then fasten.
I may
So
look into that.
Yeah, that would be something I would absolutely wear because I've been thinking about getting one. But I just have tape measures.
I just
everywhere.
bring a tape measure, but I mean the bracelet's cute. I always bring this little square zippy bag with me everywhere, and it has my snips, which are actually Singer small sewing scissors. It has cable needles in it, like just in case they just live in there. It has progress keepers, stitch markers, darning needle, and a tiny little ball of yarn in case I need a waste yarn for whatever reason. And also my stitch counter ring, which is one of my favorite little travel notions ever.
Yes, the stitch marker counter ring.
It's made by this Dice Ring company.
Crit Success.
Yes, Crit Success, and it's like a ring, and you like the regular one is a ring, and you spin it, and it's like a D20 for they make
D&D.
all for D&D, but they make all the different types of dice. But this one has like a locking feature so that you can count on it, and not you just like turn it to keep track
so that you can, keep track of your mana and stuff. But the
But they
knitters have taken
discovered
them
that
over.
knitters. So now they have one that is a knitting counter ring websites that they
Yeah,
have
they
rebranded.
actually advertise on Ravelry now. I
Yeah, I
noticed
saw that. But yeah, I take that with me everywhere, and I use it all the time.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more of those this year because that has become like such a great tool. But I want more of them so that I don't have to worry about switching the counter between projects. I can just leave the ring with the project in the project bag for multiple projects
Yep.
because it's so awesome. Okay, so we've covered
That's a bunch
notions.
of notions. Project bags. Project bags are important to have with you.
Yeah, I had that in traveling abroad, just general tips. So like having project bags, yeah. Or sticking your knitting in your purse if your purse is big enough, or in my case, small enough for just my knitting and my wallet.
Right. I mean, I keep my knitting into my project bag and then shove the project bag into my purse, which is just big enough to throw a surprising amount of stuff in because even though it's a small purse, Tom Bin is an amazing man. Makes great purses. That's all I know.
I carry too much stuff in my purse, so I carry a little backpack around with me everywhere I go that has my projects in it.
Another tip that I had down was when you're traveling somewhere, look up the shops ahead of time so you're not like
Yeah.
there in the
Yeah.
city and being like, oh,
And
I should probably look up shops and not know their
Ravelry has a great
hours.
resource for that, but with the caveat of it doesn't get updated as often as it should because it relies on Ravelers to update it. So a good place that I start is to look on Ravelry under yarn. There's like a whole like plan a road trip thing over there, and you can look it up. But then I look for the yarn store website to verify that it still exists.
And it's hours, because
And it's
sometimes the
hours.
hours don't get updated.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing when I go traveling to a new place, is because like if I'm spending a couple days there, I don't want to be the last day being like, oh crap, I forgot to look up this yarn store, and then it be closed that day.
Yeah, because
'Cause-
yarn stores are often closed at least one day of the week.
Because damn it, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
because
get
I was
some
actually
yarn.
surprised that the Vibarista Club, Vibarista Yarn is not closed one day.
It's because of its location.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But like when I go to Minnesota at the end of the month, I'm absolutely looking up if and what yarn stores they have,
You're going to Minneapolis, right?
Yep.
That's where Stephen B is.
Oh, well, sold.
It's in an old firehouse. It's supposed to be really awesome.
Nice.
I'll get like a day off, one singular. So I might go collapse on the yarn store. That's going to be dangerous.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
Sleep
won't have your adult here
deprivation.
with you.
Sleep deprivation, no adult, on my own, in a new city, in a new yarn store. Dangerous.
Yeah. So looking up is important. I after I Google places, I will often see if they have an Instagram. Just because that's a lot. If they have an Instagram, they'll usually post a lot of pictures of the inside of their store on there. Especially if there are multiple yarn stores and I only have time to go to one. I want to like look up and see which is the one that interests me most, and that's a really good way to do it. I have found.
And which ones carry yarns that you may like. And
Right, and especially like this is if they're on Instagram, they're probably catering a little bit more to the young knitter than like it's not just going to be baby blanket yarn usually if they have an Instagram that they have bothered to curate. They'll
Yeah,
at
this
least
is
have
true.
some like Tosh or some like indie local stuff, something that I am interested in because I don't want to just go buy baby blanket yarn.
yeah. Yeah, no, I get
No,
that.
that's very valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a yarn store here very much like that catered to the
Which
little old ladies.
that's cool. If you can sustain that business, way to go. Way
They
to
could
be.
not.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that place doesn't exist anymore, but there are still places like that. So yeah, Instagram I found, or Facebook. Usually they have some shots of their stock, or they might be like, we got this new thing, and you'll be like, I want to buy that new thing.
Yeah, because honestly, for me, seriously, it's like looking them up on the internet to make sure that they're still in existence. Because that can be a big issue with yarn stores. So
That has definitely happened to me when going to new places.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean,
or they
when-
moved. Mm-hmm. That's happened to me.
Yeah, moving.
yeah, actually, the last time I went to Lexington, I tried to go to Rebel, and they had, this has been years at this point, but they had moved, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
And I did not have time to try and go to the new location. I had enough time to go to like that location.
Now they have
So
an
that sucked.
octopus chandelier that's knit.
I really need to go.
That store's nice. I wish that store was here.
Another thing that I experienced once on my travels to another country was that if you know you're going to be bringing back a lot of yarn,
Like, let's say your friend hands you a lot of money and says, yes, please, Bring me back
Irish
yarn
wool.
from Ireland.
Go ahead and pack a suitcase within a suitcase. That way you're not dragging around an empty suitcase, and
You don't have to buy one.
you don't have to buy a suitcase. And guess
You
what?
don't have to ship back a shitload of Irish wool. So much Irish wool.
And let me tell you this. I was more than willing to let some of my items, personal items, go in order to come back with more yarn.
I don't need this toothbrush.
More like, I remember...
Who needs pants?
I remember in Japan, I actually
I
left...
can knit pants.
I left my towel in Japan because I wanted to bring
Then
back
you don't know
some-
where your towel is.
It was my spare towel.
Oh, okay.
I had
Okay,
more than one
fair enough.
towel.
Fair enough, yeah. Bye-bye, towel. I don't need you.
But
Yarn.
yeah,
Always
it was
know where
like,
your towel
nope,
is.
you know what? That's gonna stay in Japan. It is now a Japanese towel. I am bringing back some yarn, damn it. But yeah, so it was is a lot of fun to come back and know that you have a whole suitcase full of yarn.
Yeah. That's also a good tip if you are flying to a yarn festival, even inside the country.
Yeah, especially if you have one of those nice, like duffel bag style suitcases that
They're
like, can
squashy.
Definitely squashy. Yeah. So I was
And if
thinking,
you're flying Southwest, it's free to bring 2 bags.
I know it's so exciting.
That's why I always fly Southwest.
because I need room for my yarn.
I think my husband and I managed to fit all of our clothes and everything into the big suitcase. And so the small suitcase was then for the yarn.
So much yarn.
It was a lot of yarn. That was like what? 4 sweaters worth, 2 shawls, 3 pairs of socks, a scarf, maybe 4 pairs of socks, maybe not 3.
It
I don't know.
was
It was
just
a
like-
shit ton of yarn.
A metric fuck ton.
It was
Yeah.
a metric fuck ton of yarn, and it was great because I had just sent her. I'm like, here's like $200
$200.
because we didn't know how much it was going to cost. So
Right.
plan ahead. So I'm just like, here, there should be enough there for a sweater.
Lols.
And she came back and she was like, here's your 2 sweaters worth of yarn and a shawl and some socks.
2 pairs of socks.
2 pairs of socks.
Nice.
It was
I'm just like,
beautiful.
Fuck yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Because she knows
it's
me, and so
great.
all of the yarn was great. Yeah.
The
like-
purple lace was my favorite though.
Yeah, that's hibernating. I know.
Okay.
One thing I always do when traveling is plan appropriately.
Yeah.
I actually overplan. So
Oh, I really overplan.
right. So like when I go out of town for 3 days this next weekend, I will probably have like 3 projects with me as a security blanket. Will I work on all 3? No. I'll probably just work on 1. But does that matter? No.
No.
I still feel good.
Yeah.
Like, what if somehow we get, like, his car breaks down and we get stranded in Chicago? I have more stuff to work on. What if I start knitting at twice the speed I normally can?
Yep.
Plus, there's a lot of car time for me because he's driving. So,
Totes. I get nervous that I'm gonna like finish stuff, even though I'm clearly not gonna finish
Right.
the stuff.
I said, it's my security
so
blanket.
I have been known to bring just 2 balls of Knit Picks Felici whenever I'm traveling somewhere, just like in case I finish too many things, I could just make these vanilla Felici socks.
So, funny story about that exact same thing. So, going to Ireland, I knew it was going to be a nice long flight out there. I was like, okay, I have my pair of socks in my bag, my purse. And you know what? I'm going to bring this yarn. I had the needles for it, or I had the yarn caked up. It was ready to go. I'm like, I can knit this cowl and maybe the flight over there. That shouldn't be a problem. Didn't even make it out of the country, and I had already finished the cowl.
Oh, dame.
And so I was like, oh, freaking A. I only have socks with me. What am I going to do? And I started freaking out, of course. But then, slept most of the flight on over the pond. But yeah, I totally had the moment of...
No, that's terrifying. I don't like to get on a plane with only one project because
Right.
what
I
if
have
you
to
get
have at least
stuck on
2.
the runway for like hours?
Exactly.
no, always have at least 2 projects.
Yeah.
Always. And that brought up a good point, though. Make sure your yarn is caked, ready to go. Your pattern's
This
there
is why
with it.
I specifically mentioned the Knit Picks Felici because it doesn't need to be caked.
Yes, that does not need to be caked. But if you, cake your yarn, put them all in your project bag. So I pack a little project bag with the appropriate needles, yarn, and pattern in that bag, and then put it within my backpack that I always take when I'm on a plane.
On the notes of plane, I have heard, so according to the official TSA, knitting needles are totally fine.
Yes.
I have heard some people on the internet suggest to maybe bring wood instead of metal. I bring metal. I have never had a problem, but
I
it's
have not
something
had
to
a
think
problem,
about
but
if
it is
you are
up to-
really attached
Yeah.
to your needles. It's up because like everything is up to whoever is
Whoever
the
the
whims
agent.
of whoever is there.
Yeah, so like I would be nervous to fly with my signature DPNs.
That is legitimate. I fly with my ChowGoo interchangeable like part of the set because I could replace those tips really easily if they take them from me. But like those, you can't replace them. So
No,
that
because they
makes
don't even make
sense.
size zeros anymore.
Yep.
So I would be very sad.
Other thing, scissors. There is a specific length that the blades can be. You can bring scissors on a plane. I've had so many people tell me that you can't. You can absolutely bring scissors on a plane. Been doing it for years. It's fine. I think it's either 2.5 or 3 inches. Look it up on the TSA website for how long they can be, so you can't stab anyone.
I can tell you from my most recent, one of my most recent flying experiences, it's not knitting related, don't pack gummy bears in your carry-on.
Are they a liquid?
No. But
it's a
apparently
gummy.
they look like a gummy explosive kind of thing, so
Yeah.
they will search your backpack at every single checkpoint. Just trust me on this one.
I have a funny backpack searching story. It's not related to knitting at all.
Neither are the gummy bears, but that's just my pro tip to
Yeah.
you, because I like traveling with gummy bears for some reason, and I had like the big pound bag in my backpack, because why the fuck not? And yeah, it got searched at every single checkpoint with the wand and everything, because apparently they look like some sort of strange plastic explosive.
That's funny. Mine was don't bring Waterford clocks in your carry-on bag. We were going to China and
Because they tick?
I have specific reasons why not to. We were going to China and my mom was bringing them as gifts for people because they're easier to get here than they are there, so it's like a good present for people in China. Waterford, how they make that crystal glass, involves lead. So what they see when it goes through the thing
Because
is
it's
a
lead
black
crystal.
box with a clock
Ticking.
on top. So don't do that. They really went through all of our stuff. And I was like 12 at the time, so like I still had like I had like a stuffed animal in my bag, and they were like swabbing the stuffed animal for explosives.
Oh
and
no,
stuff.
they swabbed every similar story. Yeah, they swabbed everything in my backpack.
Yeah.
And this was last summer, and I'm just like, I'm gonna miss
This-
my flight.
the
They're like
clock
swabbing
incident was
faster.
a while ago, but it was amusing because the TSA people were like, "This is why we searched your bag. Maybe don't just have 5 lead clocks in your bag next time."
Tick 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 tick.
Yeah, I've never really had an issue.
Yeah, I've never had any issues flying with my knitting. I had an issue flying with gummy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had an issue flying with knitting. A surly Disney guard got pissy about my scissors once because they search your bags entering the parks, and he was like, "Why do you have these?" And I was like, "It's to cut yarn. Notice how they're in a bag with a partially knit hat." And he brought another security guard over, and she was like, "Yeah, you can have those. It's fine." But he was like, "I don't know. Don't use those." Blah, 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 blah.
He was just having a bad day.
He was very grumpy.
So he was one of the 7 dwarfs. But yeah, no, I always pack an entertainment backpack, whether I'm going on a plane or in a car, and it involves multiple knitting projects, my Nintendo DS, and a book or 2 or 5.
If you are not knitting like vanilla socks or a pattern you have memorized, print your pattern out and put it in your bag because you might not have access to the internet.
Yep, I downloaded it on my phone and put it in my bag, print it out and put it in my bag, both,
Or
because paranoia.
also because I have a tendency to lose papers. What I do is I take a screenshot of the pattern on my phone. Mm-hmm. And
That's a
that
good
way
idea.
it saves it in the gallery of your phone. And then so you always have it, and that way you're not eating up your data or anything.
Yeah, I download it
mine
to the
into
Books
iBooks,
app.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have those fancy iPhones.
Well, you should be able to download it as a
Yeah,
PDF
you have
on your
some
phone,
sort
though.
of a PDF thing.
Yeah, on my phone now. Like, not my old phone, no. My old phone was crap.
See, I just throw mine into iBooks, so I don't use my data, but I have it.
If I'm going somewhere for like a long time, like on a trip on a plane, I usually have my iPad, so I'll download things to the iPad too.
Yeah.
You're fancy.
Yeah, and I always actually, if I'm going somewhere, pack something complicated and something simple, so that depending on my mood, if I do want to work on something, not like super complicated, I'm not doing like fucking heirloom beaded lace, but
The
something-
pain.
I'm not working on the pain. But you know, like medium difficulty and super simplistic difficulty. So if I'm on a plane and I get tired of just knitting a vanilla sock, I can work on something that's a little more complicated.
Yeah, I do that too. I worked on a good chunk of my Mukari shawl on a plane, on the lace part.
Yeah, I pack like at least 2 simple projects and 1 more complicated. But again, like I said, I also pack a Nintendo DS and some books and my Kindle and
So
my
many
entertainment backpack.
entertainments.
I will be entertained.
Oh, another thing. If you're typically a spinner and you want to spin on the go, spindle.
Spindle.
I did actually take my spindle the last time I flew down to my dad's house in Florida. And it's the long one. That was before I bought my little 3D printed Turkish spindle.
Yeah, I need to see that, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I need to actually spin with it as opposed to just looking at it and going, oh, you're cute.
Yeah.
That may be what I do for one of my challenge days for Tour de Fleece is actually try to work with the Turkish spindle.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to sneak my spindle into work. So that way, after everyone leaves and I'm the last one there, I can do some spindling. Because I always feel like, if I'm knitting at work, I always feel like, I hear someone, I need to shove it in the bag. And it's like, I don't know. I'm always, paranoid of that. And then, stabbing yourself with your DPNs is not necessarily the greatest idea. But spindle may be a plan. I don't know. I'm always trying to find new ways to do fiber arts at work and try to be sneaky about it because they're not as understanding as my previous boss.
Oh, boo.
I know. But, it's whatevs.
Yep.
I get paid.
And I think possibly once they get used to you, they'll get over it.
True.
Maybe.
I live in hope
Yeah.
for you. I busted out my knitting today since I got the promotion, which means basically I have an administrative day now.
AKA wrestling with a printer.
AKA cussing out a printer, which we've dubbed Jackass. But yeah, so now I was knitting today while cussing out the printer, and people were wandering in and out of the office. Like, all of my bosses were wandering in and out of the office, and they're just like, didn't even acknowledge the fact that I'm sitting there. They're just like, is it still not working? Nope.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
work
fun.
from home.
Yeah.
Whore.
Yeah.
It's your new favorite word.
It is my favorite word of the
It's
day.
the word of the day.
It's my word of the
I
day.
called a
Word
whore
of
a
the
few
day.
times.
Called you a whore. Pretty sure I called Amber a whore. I called your husband a whore.
Okay. I've watched.
Yeah, admin day means that I have also no sleep on Tuesdays now, so bleh.
Bleh.
I can knit, but I can also do it while half asleep. Woohoo!
Woo.
Yeah, this is me after nap and a caffeine. I could go to bed, like, right now.
Amber's
But-
going to bed literally right now.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's almost her bedtime.
Yeah. I have a toddler.
My bedtime's not for, like, another 5 or 6 hours.
My toddler doesn't like to sleep.
But okay, back on topic. Let's
Do
see.
any of them? Most of them don't. Right?
I don't know.
I did.
This is my only experience with a toddler, so, and will probably be my only experience with a toddler. So, anyways, does anyone have any more tips, ideas, patterns, notions that they like to travel with?
Nope. I've discussed my patterns, my notions, my overpacking strategy.
Overpacking is really the key.
Really and truly, because I know in my brain that I'm not going to get to knit these, like, 5 projects that I've shoved in my bag in my suitcase. Because I also always put one in my suitcase, just in case they do decide to throw a fit and take away all of my needles on the plane. I will still have something to knit on when I get to my destination.
I forgot who it was, but someone in the monthly thread recently got somewhere and like their suitcases didn't get there, so they had to buy yarn immediately upon arrival.
No.
Oh no, it wasn't in the monthly thread. It was someone on Instagram. I think it was Joji Locatelli.
Nope. Nope, I just overpack, so I don't have to worry about that ever.
So, words of wisdom.
Pack too many things.
And pack too many things.
Yeah.
Simple patterns. Don't bring anything you're not afraid to be thrown away.
And bring things that aren't your yarn and your needles that you might need. Like a tape measure,
Yeah.
scissors, darning needle.
Essentially, just re-listen to everything that we just said.
Yep. Repeating.
And that is how to overpack for your upcoming trip
Yay!
while you're
So-
all going on summer vacations.
You should follow us on social medias. We are F This Knit on Instagram, and we occasionally have contests on there, as you heard about earlier. So you should follow us. It's cool. We are F This Knit on Twitter. We are facebook.com/F This Knit. You can also go to our website, which is fuckthisknit.com, and join our Ravelry group and talk to us, ask us questions. We will likely answer them on the show. Ravelry group is Fuck This Knit, and yeah. Stuff and things.
Stuff and things and stuff.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. So that's it.
All right.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck this knit.